Hey y'all, welcome back to In Amber's Lane, and I'm your host, Amber Lane. I'm here with the Asaka the Renegade. I think I made it, y'all. I'm doing a little something out here in these streets. T-Pain's artist is in the building. Amen.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for taking time out your busy schedule.
Whatever.
So this episode we're going to talk about passion, purpose, and balance, because I told y'all this season we was getting into the nitty gritty here. So my question for you is, what is the difference between passion and purpose to you?
The difference between passion and purpose would be instruction to me. I feel like passion is like that underlying feeling to do something. It's the emotion behind it, it's the intent. Where purpose is more so that instruction on what it is you're supposed to be doing with, what you've been given. You know what I'm saying? So I think somewhere along the lines, of that.
Okay. Good answer. No, I'm kidding.
No,
So my next question for you is, so what does it mean when they start to collide? Or like when you're able to complete your passion as well as complete your purpose at the same exact time? Like, what does that mean to you when you're able to do both of those?
That's a great question. I think there's an alignment there with that. If you're able to do something that you actually want to do and there's instruction behind it, and it's, it feels like as if that's what's ordained for you to do, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like that's kind of like the goal with, what we've been given here. You kind of want to be doing something that you're supposed to do, but you want to do it at the same time. So I think when they do align like that, I think that's when you find that purpose, that meaning behind it. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like that's when you, quote unquote, made it for real. Like when your purpose and passion is both aligned.
Yeah. I've always heard the saying was, whatever you would do for free, that's how you know, like, that's your like passion or purpose.
Yep.
But I feel like there's a vast difference between passion and purpose, because like you said, I mean, purpose, I feel like it's God-given. You know when you're walking in your purpose because you see the results. Passion more so is, like you said, just like, oh, this feel good. Like, okay, I like doing this. I'm going to do this next week. Versus like purpose, even in the days you don't want to do it, you have to do it because that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Even the stuff that you want to do, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to want to do it every day, but that purpose behind it is what's going to separate, what your real passion is, aside from the hobbies and stuff like that. It's funny, I was literally just talking about this yesterday at a shoot I did with a couple of my homies. We was talking about, like, we would do this for free, you know what I mean? So everything aligns like that, even when you don't want to do it every day. There's a reasoning behind it that you're going to have to do it, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand that, though.
For sure.
Yeah.
So my next question is, because I mean, you signed by T-Pain. I mean,
oh my God.
I mean, you made it, sir.
Shout out to that boy.
I mean, exactly. So with all the success that you have been having, what feelings are you beginning to feel? Especially because you've been doing this, like, you're not a startup artist. This is not nothing that you just like start doing yesterday and then somebody found you on TikTok or something. Like, you actually have been like in the industry for a while. So what feelings are you beginning to feel? Like, do you feel like you're walking in purpose? Do you feel like this is just passion? Do you feel like, oh, I just looked up one day? Do you feel like this is God ordained? Like, what are all the feelings that you're feeling right now?
I mean, I always felt like this was my purpose, because I feel like this called to me. I didn't look to do this. Like, I didn't grow up, rapping and stuff like that. I didn't start rapping until I was like maybe 17 or 18. And I just, humbly speaking, always had like a natural ability to not only understand rap, but to express it in a way that was, high skill level. So I feel like it was something that was called to me. But having that calling early on, because I've always been into music, whether I was dancing or playing instruments or anything like that, but having that calling being answered at a certain point, it feels, not to keep using this word, but it does feel purposeful. Like, it feels like it's supposed to happen. And I done worked every job under the sun, and I never felt like I belonged there. But, or better yet, I never felt like it was mine. Like, I never felt like it was my purpose. I never felt like it was for me. This is the first time where I felt like like this is completely mine. I'm absolutely supposed to be doing, because you know when you're doing something for so long, sometimes you doubt yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so this is probably among the first of a few times where I felt like, okay, no, I'm absolutely supposed to be doing this, and it's not necessarily just because I got signed. It's because of the reaction, you know, from the people around me, from my peers, from people that's been watching me for 10 years plus, you know what I'm saying, 4 or 5 years, or however many years, but to see me get it from where I got it from, and to instill that belief in them within themselves, like, yo, I can do this here too, because he did it here. And it's like, that's always been my goal, like, you know, musically. So it's starting to feel like this is absolutely, and it's crazy to say that now, because I always felt like, you know, in my head, like, all right, no, I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm sweet. I'm da-da-da-da. You know, but in my heart and in my spirit, it's feeling like, yeah, I'm supposed to do this, you know, and it's bigger than me. This is the first time it felt bigger than me, for real. Yeah. I'm getting that feeling to where it matters more, you know, it matters that I'm doing it, you know what I mean, but it matters more that people around me that don't think that they can do it, that might have the same calling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it shows them like, yo, nah, you can do this too. You know what I'm saying? From here too. You ain't gotta fly to LA to do it. You ain't gotta fly to New York. You can do it right here. So that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. After everything that happened.
Purpose for sure is one of those things that is definitely bigger than you. Like you said, you know, even in moments where you don't feel like doing something, you have to remember it's not just about you anymore. It's a whole audience of people that are looking to you to get something from whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
So whether that's inspiration, whether that's just, I don't know, but people are now looking at you to like carry on. And then you got people that's looking at you like, okay, what you finna do next? You know what I'm saying? You don't bless those people. But you do have the people that are like literally following your purpose with you. Like you have a whole audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very important. Especially like, even if it's just like 1 or 2 people, like those 1 or 2 people might spark another generation of people. Like, you never know, but as long as you're walking in that purpose, like you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing.
Because if you don't, you're hard-headed. And I said it.
That's a fact.
If you're not walking in your purpose, you're hard-headed.
That's a fact.
Because disobedience is a real thing. And the grief that disobedience brings, because you're not walking in your purpose.
That's a good one. That's a fact.
Get yourself together. That's a fact. You got to get yourself together. Trust me, I know. We've been talking about it, guys. You already know the story. So with that, how are you balancing everything?
Weird.
Because passion and purpose can take some time. That if you work your purpose, that's not just like 30 minutes and you out. Like that's a whole situation. Like you're working at that constantly. So how are you balancing your purpose, working, family, friends, relationships, whatever the case may be? How are you still managing all of those things and still keeping your sanity? Because I feel like I'll be losing my mind sometimes trying to balance everything.
Well, let's just start there. I'm definitely not keeping my sanity. I'm
Jesus.
Absolutely a psychopath. But you gotta be like, because it's like, you would drive yourself crazy trying to keep up with all this stuff by yourself. You know what I mean? And don't get it twisted. Like, I have a great team. Like, shout out to Karita, you know, my manager. Shout out to the regime. Like, we all keep each other in line as far as, you know, what we got to do and stuff like that. And Karita is definitely very adamant about making sure, like, my schedule's on point. But it's like, it's honestly what I'm learning is I don't think I'm supposed to balance everything. I think I'm and this is me. I'm just going through the journey of understanding how to maneuver through my purpose, now that it's being displayed for everybody else. I don't think I'm supposed to balance it. I think I'm supposed to lean more on faith and get closer to God and listen to his instruction. And I think he's balancing these things for me, because a lot of the stuff that, you know, has clashed schedule, or not necessarily clashed, but has lined up or whatever schedule wise for me, it just happened. You know what I mean? Like, even my manager, she's on top of it, but a lot of stuff just falls in her lap when it comes to us. And then same thing with my family. Like, that's one thing I do appreciate. Like, my community, my village is very patient with, helping me make sure I'm not driving myself crazy because I'm good for it. Like I super book myself for a weekend, then I sleep for 3 days.
Oh, Jesus.
Now my phone is on fire, and it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the second I just let go and just like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on my purpose, and everything else that's supposed to line up with that is going to line up to what it is. If it's not meant for me, it's not going to line up.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm maneuvering right now. But to answer your question directly, I am not balancing none of this. I'm kind of like just let go and letting God on God. Like I was just like, you know what? You gave this to me. You can handle the schedule. Like but long as I'm staying, 10 toes on what I'm supposed to be doing, everything, that's meant for me or meant to be around me, people, opportunities, whatever the case may be, for the most part, it just lines up. So I'm kind of just letting God have that one because, like, if you're going to give me this gift and all this stuff to come with it, oh, yeah, you're going to handle this work schedule.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
But I'm kind of just maneuvering through that, like, right now.
But that's the basis of everything. I think that sometimes, especially as believers, we really don't give God enough credit.
Yeah.
We really don't lean into making him the foundation or the basis of everything because we just feel like, oh, I got it. Or I'll figure it out. When in actuality, you don't have to figure it out.
You don't have to figure it out.
You don't have to. He gave, like you said, he gave you the purpose. So, like, Lord, you gave it.
Please.
And help. Okay? Yeah. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to say yes and surrender and do whatever the case may be. But, like, you got to take care of it.
Yeah. It's his fault. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even get it out. It's his fault. But that's a good point, though. We don't give enough credit to God for that. But we quick to give the devil the credit when something don't go right. Oh, that ain't nothing but the devil. We quick to say that, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I had to learn for myself because I'm quick. Like, man, just like, hey, quick. But I'll never be like, you know what, God, you gave this to me. I'm going to let you guide me through what you gave me. And I'm still, a little hard-headed. But, you know what I'm saying? Stop, don't look at that. But, like, it's something that I'm learning. And more importantly, because I'm on full display right now to everybody, it's something that I have to show everybody. Like, you can't do this without God. Like, you can't. So with that being said, I can't exude this purpose, walk in my purpose, and just be this super righteous, guy. And then God, like, go this way. And I'm like,
no thanks.
Nah, I'm going to go this way, see what happens. And then I bump my head, and I'm like, God. And he's like, I want to hear that. I told you to go this way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you really just got to tune in. Like, and a lot of people get to this position and they get comfortable, not even just in faith, just in works, everything. They get comfortable. And this is the time when you're supposed to listen hardest because it's like, all right, I'm here. Where do I go from here?
Yeah. And
this is the part where the world gets the loudest, you know what I'm saying? And you got to drown all that stuff out. And as soon as you learn at least to attempt to do that, because that's God, that's all God ever wants us to do is just try. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be perfect. Just try not to curse somebody on traffic today. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just try.
The little things.
Just little things. But as long as you trying and you doing what you need to do to fulfill that purpose, I feel like God is going to provide that schedule, if you will. He's going to clear anything that's not meant for you. It's not going to line up. It's that simple.
So last thing for you before we leave. What is one piece of, okay, maybe let me not limit you. What is some advice that you would give to somebody that is, they feel like they're walking in their purpose, but they're tired because they haven't gotten the recognition or they haven't gotten the exposure that they were looking for? Because sometimes, the Bible talks about being weary and well-doing. You do naturally, especially, it's a weight that comes with purpose.
That's a fact.
It's not something that's, oh, this feel good. Okay, yeah. Everything not going to be peaches and cream. You're not going to be walking through the tulips all the time.
That's a fact.
So, like, what do you tell somebody that's in that, like, they feel the weight of purpose? They're like, dang, I see, or looking around like, oh, I see such and such. I'm doing the same thing they doing. Why this working for them and why this not working for me? Like, what is that advice that you would give somebody that is walking in their purpose, but they haven't gotten the exposure or they haven't gotten that breakthrough or they haven't gotten the results that they think they should have received? What is that? What would you say?
I think I would, because it's a mix of things that make you feel like that. Because I've been there, you know what I'm saying? It's a mix of things that make you feel like that. And I believe in harsh truth. So the first thing I would say is get over yourself. It's not for you to have what that person has. God is specifically tailoring something for you. Your journey is going to shape your story for a reason. And you thinking that you deserve something or that you supposed to have what somebody else has is arrogance. So get over yourself. Let's start there. And once you get over yourself, shut up. Shut up. Just listen. Just listen. One thing I learned after the fact, you know, because I feel like in my head, God talked to me like a tired parent. Like, didn't I just tell you not to? Like, so one thing I keep having to learn, and I didn't even realize it till somebody said it to me. Actually, my pastor, shout out to Pastor Weldon, and he had a sermon where he was talking about when you are tired and you got nothing but just to survive, right? You got to just survive in your faith. It's like being in a furnace, you know what I mean? And I just said this yesterday too. This sermon been in my head all month. But it's like you sitting in the furnace and it's like, yeah, you walked in there by yourself, you locked the door closed, but there's no lock on the inside. So you never know who's gonna let you out on the outside. But the whole time you're in there, you can't be complaining about, oh, well, they got out, or well, they didn't get burned, or well, they did. They're not supposed to. They stay hold, and you don't ever know what they went through before they went in there, or while they went in there. It's not for you to decide what's supposed to happen for you because it happened for everybody else. So really at that point, when you get tired, when you get weary, when you feel like your purpose isn't happening fast enough or whatever the case may be, that's when you're supposed to sit. That's when you're supposed to just, all right, God, whatever you need me to do, I'm doing it. You know, you just keep that faith going. That's actually how you know you're going the right way. When it get radio silent and nothing is happening, but you still doing, it's the consistency. You never know who's watching you. You never know, who's paying attention to you. You never know who's learning from you, anything like that. And that could be your purpose, like community. You could be teaching somebody else. All right, look, I've been that was been me. I've been, you know how many times I almost quit? I almost quit right before I got signed. I literally was talking to my parents like, I think I'm done. Like, and I literally was gonna put on my last album, everything. I talked about it. I had scheduled out everything, and then I heard God, I mean, get over yourself today. Like, stop it. And I was like, okay, let me just sit down. Let me be quiet. Got it. Yeah. And I just leaned on, all right, let me stop worrying about such and such getting signed and such getting this big stage and, oh, I'm a better performer than says who. Like, let me get over myself and let me just sit. And when it comes, I'm gonna be ready. And that's the whole thing. It's about preparation. Yeah. You might see it as, oh, it's taking forever, but the whole time you're getting ready. And this competition was perfect. That's why I'm glad it was televised the way it was, because the whole competition with T-Pain was preparation. Okay, I've been sitting for years. God, I've been doing all these freestyles. God, like, ain't none of them going viral. Like, come on, God. One of the challenges was the beat jacket challenge. I do that in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, all right, okay, God, I heard you on that one. But God, somebody cheated and everybody don't nobody want me to win. God was like, okay, now hold on. Let me get him out of the way. Okay, you done? Shut up. I was like, okay, my fault. Like, so long answer short, yeah, you just got to get over yourself. It's that simple. That's where it starts. Nothing is going to come from you feeling like you deserve something that might not even be for you. You know what I mean? So get over yourself and just keep working. That's it. Sit still. That's it.
And hear and listen. Really listen. Because sometimes we sit and we don't listen.
Yeah.
We just sit and be twiddling our thumbs.
Oh, yeah.
Because waiting is an action word. It's not just.
That's a bar.
You sit there and cross your feet.
I'm going to write that down. I'm going to put that in the song.
Waiting is an actual, like you said, preparation. You got to be ready when he give it to you. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I love you guys. I can't wait to see you next episode. Thanks for tuning in to In Amber's Life.